Unmute yourself. Hello. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Savon, and you're tuned into I'll Grab the Wine. I'll Grab the Wine is a show for the girls and the gals who sometimes need a little wine to say what's on their mind. Here we celebrate success, blackness, and womanhood, so get a glass and listen fast, and I'll grab the wine. You guys, I done had a time this week, and it's only Wednesday. And we're going to get into it because it seems like it's the perfect person to be on to talk about my problems. Like, mind you, I am permed up, slicked down. Like, I didn't even get to my hair today. Like, that's the type of week we're having. It is perfectly fine because God is here. You know, he's here. The devil was in my car. He was driving this week. I'm going to be honest. But, you know, moving forward. Shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to Pawpaw's Food Truck. I'm so sorry, y'all. Let me get this up real quick so I can get this right, get it tight. I'm having some technical difficulties on my end. But yes, let me get this right, y'all. So, coming to a city near you, Pawpaw's Tasty Foods. You can have whatever you like when Pawpaw's in town. Make sure you follow them on Pawpaw's Tasty Foods. If you can see your product on I'll Grab the Wine, contact us about advertising and sponsorship opportunities. I'll grab the wine at gmail.com. All right, that is that on that. So the topic of today is leading by example, and there is nobody more qualified than this person to talk about this subject. Miss Cratina has been in my life since I moved to Dallas. A lot of you may not know, but I'm actually an Austin native. And I moved down here, and she was like one of the first people that I met. And she really helped me jumpstart my career in just the beauty, the fashion industry. And then she didn't just jumpstart it. She always was there along the way to help guide me and help mold me into the person that I am today. So a lot of thanks to her for even being here, but also guiding me in, you know, being the person that y'all see right now. So I have all the good things to say about her, but I will let her speak right now.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, sure can.
Hey.
All right, tell everybody who you are and how they can find you.
Well, hey, it's your girl Cratina Webb from Dallas, Texas, D-Town in the building. We do it big in Dallas. Owner of Girl Talk Salon and Spa, Mrs. Success Anyone, Arthur, just how I do. I don't stop, I do it big, hey, and I always ask the question, success anyone, whenever I ask that question, they be like, oh, now what does that? Let me tell you what it means. You remember the milk campaign, Got Milk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So whenever I started, I was up late one night, just going in, working hard, just burning the midnight oil. So I said, man, in order to want success, you got to sacrifice some things. So I was sacrificing sleep at the time, So I told people, I was just like, you know what? Success, anyone? It's a question. If you say yes, you got to know what you have to sacrifice to get it. And if you say no, that's a problem within itself. So I am Cratina Webb on all social media forums, personally, and then, all 1,000 businesses that I have, but personally, Cratina Webb on all social media platforms. Hey, girl.
So let me brag on everything else. So she said Girl Talk Salon, so she's the owner of Girl Talk Salon. It's probably the best. Like, not even probably, it is the best salon. And I'm sorry, my opinion is definitely biased, but I know the owner, and I don't think y'all doing it like her. So the best salon in the DFW is Girl Talk Salon and Spa. Make sure y'all go. You can get fully serviced there. It's not like some of these girls, they gonna charge you an arm and a leg if you have natural hair, girl. Just come there, get your hair done, unwind, meet some good people. Go there if you're in the Dallas, Texas area. What else? So the MRI, is MRI right?
Yes.
Yes. So that is her hair product. Baby, you's gonna be laid, hair is gonna be healthy. It's giving healthy hair. Okay. So y'all need to try that out too.
And that's one of two of the products in the Stop Breakage treatment.
See? See, and this is just me going off the dome, just because I be watching. Okay.
Right. Right.
So then, and then she and her daughters, they have the mini melanin movement, which is one of my faves. You know what I'm saying? It's one of my faves. So shout out to the girls for doing what they do as well. I know I'm missing something. She has a book, great book. You need to check it out. If you're going through anything, I know that it helped me personally. So if you're going through anything, you need to check out the book. This is me co-signing, just so y'all know. I'm not just talking. I'm a person that like has to try products too. I have to try services too. So this ain't no talking, this walking with it. Okay.
Oh,
Period. If y'all are on my TikTok, which is Cratina
Webb.
hold on, I'm on TikTok too, and they getting crazy up in the TikTok comments. So I'm sorry, y'all. But so on my TikTok, just to note that, I was telling a story about when I went to the Loud Women Lead event, and y'all remember on there, and I said, when it comes to a drink, I'ma have it. And the person there was telling me before 12. This is the person that was warning me, like, why you drinking before 12? Because it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yes.
And I've been drinking a little bit. And it's real juice. This ain't, well, you know. She over there playing. I'm probably 2 drinks in.
Yeah.
But no. So I just so much love for everything that you do, Miss Cratina. So the topic of today is leading by example. And the reason I want to talk about that is because the children folk are looking at us. They see everything that we do, good, bad, and different in between, in the middle. And some lessons aren't explained. They can just see it.
Right.
This conversation serves as a reminder to lead by example. So, first question that I have is, tell us about how you got started with Girl Talk Salon and what challenges you faced over the years.
Right. And like you say, leading by example. And what we don't realize that we become a mirror if we want it or not. Shattered, broken, clear cut, whatever. We become that mirror. And for me, how I even started even the love for hair is I'm second generation hairstylist. So my mom is first generation. So I grew up just looking at her, the vanity of it and the money that she made from it. I tell people all the time, she used to let us count her money out because she was doing her bank deposits at night. So she actually taught us how to do that. So I was, hey, well, mom making good money. She had a snack machine and everything. We used to have to count the coins. The dollars that was in there, we kept some of them dollars and coins. Don't tell nobody. It is what it is. And she told me, when I tell this story around her, she be like, oh, really? Yes, we did. But I just fell in love with it because my mother was Corn, the black Barbie doll in East Texas. Everyone loved, she drove a vet. She had the long hair and the long nails, dark and beautiful, right? So I was like, okay. She was leading by example. Like, you don't know it, but I'm checking you out, girl. I think I want to be like you when I grow up, So that's pretty much what happened. I pretty much followed her footsteps. I started when I was 11 or 12 years old, actually being a shampoo tech, So I just fell in love with it. Fell in love with the hair. And like I say, turning people around and they looking in the mirror like voila, magic. I came here busted and disgusted. Look at me now. Look at me now. So I love it. I love what I do. I tell people I literally drink and eat hair, like for real, literally, But I just love it. I love what I do. And I always said that I wanted to make sure that I was doing something that I loved. And
so you talk about how you got started in the industry, and I think that's really beautiful that you're a second generation, which means that it really brings home everything for real, because your mom was the first person to lead by example, and now you are carrying in those footsteps, especially because I see your daughter now in the shop, which I know you'll get into a little bit more later. But actually starting Girl Talk Salon, because I feel like that's a story that's important, and I'll share why.
Right.
For me personally, when I first started out my journey in communications media, just what I do today, it was really rough for me. It was very difficult for me to find people that worked well with me, that were honest, that were good business people. It was just difficult to find people who were like me and driven like me.
Right.
But excuse me, my son was there the entire time. He was there with me with meetings. He was there with me with consultations. He was there with me for everything. And when I bought my Sentra, which I am very proud of, I bought my 2022. No, it was a 2020 then. It was a 2020 Nissan Sentra. I bought it in the same year. It's souped up. It has everything. And I bought it, and I could tell that my son knew something was different.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the light bulb in his head went off. Like all of this stuff that I'm with my mom and she does together, like it must be working because we got something that's brand new. And as I'm moving into newer things, I know that he realizes the difference as well. He doesn't hear no as much and he hears yes a lot more. And it's just like very subtle differences, but I know he can put it together that something is going on. And
Mm-hmm.
my mom's got to be doing something different now than she was before. So, like I said in the beginning, it was really rough. So, could you tell about like that transitional period?
Right.
Like if you had one or if your mom had one, and could you see it?
Mm-hmm. Well, what happened for me when I moved here, it'll be 20 years in November. So when I moved here, I started working up under my partner now. I had my mentor actually had a salon at the time, but I didn't understand the business structure or
Mhm.
his business model. So I was like, I'm not too familiar with that. I'm used to getting my money every day, like cash in hand every day. So I wasn't comfortable with going that direction. Just being ignorant and not really knowing. But what happened? He was actually speaking of my partner now, Michelle, and other people was telling me that she had a salon in Mesquite. And when I used to come to Dallas and go to Town East Mall, I used to drive down the street just to see what was close in proximity to the mall. And I seen her salon. So I was like, is this the same place that everyone else is pretty much telling me about? And ended up being the same place. So I ended up moving there, working there, or starting actually a couple of days after I moved to Dallas. I went in there one Sunday. She was actually a Monday. She was actually at work. And I was like, hey, I'm looking for a salon. My name is Cratina Webb now because I just got married. I'm like, Cratina Webb, I just moved here, um, and I'm looking for a salon. She was like, oh, I know you. I'm thinking to myself, who in the hell, you know me. So she was like, oh, yeah, my cousin's from East Texas. They're from Jefferson. And they told me that just got married and you was moving here. I was like, okay. So we pretty much joined in. I mean, I started working at her salon for I think it was like 7 or 8 years. But I knew for me that when I turned 30, I wanted to own my own salon. So pretty much when I turned 28, I started looking. I let her know everything, what was going on. I already had the name, and I just started looking. But what happened right beside our suite, the other suite came available. And I was like, you
Mhm.
know what? This time, 8 years later, however many years, I might be wrong, but however many years later, we had started buying products together and everything, sharing a shampoo bowl. So we started already gelling together, so it just made sense to go in business with her. She already had the business. I was young, energetic, ready, hungry, and she was like, oh, I'm tired and almost burned out. So it pretty much came together like Benjamin Button, so
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah. But what the crazy thing is during that transition of us, before that, I started treating the salon like it was mine.
Mhm.
You know, I would sweep up, when she went out of town, when other people was like, oh, she's out of paper towels. I was like, really? She's not here, but you have clients. So you
Mhm.
not buy any? So I was like, okay. So I went and started doing stuff like that. She out of town, she forgot or whatever. Let me go do it. So sweeping up, cleaning up, and they was like, oh, you think you own the place? You sure
And
right.
and
They
then
didn't come, and I didn't even know it was coming. Like end up coming to pass. But I mean, it was some haters amongst us,
Mhm.
but it happened regardless. Yeah.
And I am extremely familiar with that. I know the feeling. However, that is a different topic for a different day.
So when you grab that
No,
means something. When you sip, that means something, don't it?
and I'm almost to the end of that. So that's like, we ain't even got to the good part yet. But no, I think that like just the transition for you is a beautiful thing because to me it kind of sounds like it was something that was always in you. And
Right.
then for it to have gone from something that was in you to something that you said, okay, let me go ahead and take ownership without even having a title. And I think that's really important because that's something that I try to instill in my son right now. I
Mhm.
think that's just a life lesson that any young person should know is that you have to treat everything like it's your own already. If it's something that you want, that's how you should treat it.
Most
Um, I think that's a very valuable life lesson. At this point in time, did you have children?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay,
No.
so when
I
you
didn't like it.
you see what?
I didn't like kids like that.
Ooh, you had three of them.
3.
I'm confused.
I
I know how it happened. You
Oh, okay.
was drinking a little bit. But
Okay.
that's another topic for another day. I keep saying it. But no. So can you get us to a time where you did have kids and your children were able to see the difference in you just kind of starting off? Because at this time, yeah, it's probably by the time you had kids,
Yeah.
you're in your salon, right?
Right.
Or
And
on salon.
that's what I was going to get ready to say. When I first moved here, of course, those couple of years I didn't. So it was pretty much like 5. No, it was 7 years later.
Mhm.
Um, my my first daughter. Yeah, I think it was my days and times and be off.
Mhm.
They was actually, I remember them being in the salon when we was doing the renovating. So they was just trying to understand it, like what's going on, what are y'all doing, it's dirty in here. This, but at that time I was like, you know what, they, again, I'm their mirror and they looking up to me and everything I do is going to affect them. So even with my mom, like owning her salon, and I'm actually helping her now, that's pretty much what I seen when I had girls. I had both of my girls at that time. So I was just like, wow, this right here is going to be something that they, even if they don't do hair, they'll be able to understand the business. And that's one thing that my oldest daughter, she took pride in the business before even picking up a comb. Yeah. So,
I believe.
mm.
Whoa, some of y'all not gonna like what I gotta say, and that's fine. It don't bother me none. Come back next week. I'll probably say something else you don't like. Um, to be honest with you,
Mhm.
I when I got my degree, it was very trade centered.
Mhm.
My degree is in communication and technology. I'm skilled in graphic design. I'm skilled in public relations, and I'm skilled in strategic communications. Is this something that I tell a lot of people? No, I just tell them I'm agreed and I can do what I like to do.
All right.
Um, but it is very, very trade related, trade heavy. I can do graphics, which is a trade. You don't have to go to school to learn how to do graphics. It's a trade. Just like hair. It's
Mm-hmm.
a trade.
Right.
A lot of people, I'm telling you, you're not gonna like what I'm about to say, and I don't care because it's my show. Leave.
How about it?
A lot of people think that because they have a really good trade that makes a lot of money, that they're business people.
Mm.
Not the same.
Two totally different things. Come
Not
on.
the same. It's
Not at all.
not the same. And I I feel, I mean, I can say this confidently. I feel like if you cannot duplicate yourself, you are a tradesperson.
Come on. Come on.
And I don't feel bad for that
Right.
until you can duplicate yourself, you are stuck in a trade. If you are not working, if something happens to your right hand, you are done for. You have
Right.
not duplicated yourself. That
Become a
means you are not an entrepreneur. You are a very good tradesperson that makes a whole lot of money. Good for you, but duplicate yourself. Um,
That's good.
that's
That's good.
my truth, and I'm gonna live in that. So to hear you say, and for me, because I met you when I was 18.
Mm.
To be able to see you as somebody who was close in age to me, but also somebody I looked to as wiser and almost an elder without having the age, just because you were wise. It was one of those things to where I said to myself, like, no, this is a business person, put on a different hat. Like, it requires a different type of understanding. And looking at her, if you want to make the real money, if you want to make a real difference, you can't keep doing trade stuff.
Mm.
You can't keep doing it like that. You have to come up with a business plan, a business model. Like you the person that told me that you are a business. You told me that straight up.
Right, right.
So it's one of those things to where, like, to see your eldest, that was the first thing that she clinged to. It's really cool. Because a lot of people get lost in the sauce of the trade.
Right.
So, can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because you was really feeling that. So tell us a little bit more about how, I know you probably encountered people who swear that, you know.
And it, and that's the thing, 85% of it is the trade. I mean, no, 85% of it is the business, 15% of it is the trade. When you think about going into business and entrepreneurship, like I was born to do hair. Like I tell people I was born with a Marcel curl line in my hand, like for real. So I was born to do that. That was easy for me. But the thing is, to conduct business, that was a little different. Like my mom taught me some things, but I learned later on that, oh wow, I didn't know what I didn't know. I learned so much more by some of the mistakes that I made, and then seeing other people make those mistakes. So now when I hear someone say, "Oh, I want my own salon," and when I do interviews I interview probably over 100 girls, and majority of them, 85, 90% of them, and I'm never going to be a dream killer. I'm not going to be that, but I'm going to be a realist. This is not easy. And people like, I have 20 clients a day. I have, oh, you do? I don't. I have 5. And if I have stuff, I'm mad. I'm like, I don't want to do that many people. Like I want to be able to take a vacation and not worry. I mean, yeah, I'm going to have some money saved, but I want to be able to take a vacation and still get my check, because it's a business, and because I have people working for me. It's just not your mom and pop type salon. Get it twisted. I have employees. We have employees. Don't get it twisted. Like these people are paid hourly by the hour. So it's just it's a different ball game. But
It is.
it's work, dedication, and I'm surprised I don't drink, baby, because they be driving me to drink sometimes.
Listen. I drink enough for the class. But no, like I honestly, it feels so refreshing to have a conversation with somebody who can, one, understand because you've been there, and two, feel it because you've been there. Like I feel like a lot of people, they want to get a little bit defensive almost to say that, like, yes, you're doing something, but you're not really running a business. And it's just for right now. This is a yet thing. You could like change it, but you have to change your mindset. But going back into the chirren and how the chirren folk see these things, how did you feel when you started noticing your daughter like taking on that business mentality? Hold on, let me shout out. Because she is going for homecoming queen.
Yes.
And so her eldest is going for homecoming queen. And every time she posts, all I see is me, because like, no, like I'm gonna post it after this. Like I'll probably put it in here so y'all can see. But I won homecoming princess 2 years in a row, doing the same exact thing that she's doing with less. Because we didn't have that much. Like, yeah, like maybe I had Facebook. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
That was I had Facebook, and Instagram was just getting started. And I had like 5 people on Twitter at that time. So like, no, I didn't have any traction. Like all I had was like this Rolodex of people going to basketball games and then getting all of the basketball team to like help me push this.
Right.
So to see her have like a whole campaign and not even know that, girl, that is a whole business strategy. That's strategic communication. You could go do something with that. It's just so beautiful. And I'm so happy for her. That is a total sidebar. Y'all go to that school. Y'all need to vote for that baby. Stop playing. Don't play with her. So, but no, getting back into it, how did you feel when you first started seeing that transition between her maybe wanting a job at first and then moving into like, no, I can do a business.
Right. And that was the thing. At first, it was just like, oh, I have to bring my kids to work. I had to bring them to the salon. It went from them being in the back, like you got to go sit in the back, like y'all need to stay back there, to her easing her way up there, grabbing the broom, like I'm gonna get as close to mom as possible, and I know how to get close to her, do some work, right? So she started sweeping the floor, right? Then after that, she started walking with me to the cash register when it was time for me to ring up a client. And then she was like, I can do this. And I was like, okay, well, sit down, let me show you how to do it, right? So once I started showing her how to do it, she started loving it, answering the phone, because that was the thing at the time. We didn't have a receptionist. So I get it. So she started answering the phone, very professional. I was like, who are you? But what got me, baby, let me tell you, what got me. When she got older and she started ringing up my clients, and she would say, she'll tell them their total, she'll ring it up, and then she say, do you want a tip? I was like, come through, baby. Get them coins. Get them extra coins.
Get it again. Get it for me.
Did it for me. I was like, okay. And it's funny because when she got older and I would tell her the price, and she'll look at the client and like, did you hear my mom? I'm like, no, you tell my client what I just told you, right? So she'll be like, it's $220. And the client will be like, baby, don't be afraid. Like, I'm mama child.
For real, like we know, like we done already, like that is so crazy.
So I know what it's gonna be. And what's so funny, that the fact that she see that they still tip after and what they.
Yes. I feel like that could be intimidating for anybody that's like under 18, like and $200. Like that's something like difficult for you to come by, but like working adults, like, and they're coming to the shop, like they know they're gonna spend some money.
Right.
That is hilarious. Like, girl, I'm not gonna repeat that.
He was like, like students looked at the computer like, you heard my mom. I'm like, no, you tell her what I just told you, So it was, but she just looking at her and how she do business is crazy. Like, she is very strategic. She's a planner. She plays no games. Like the whole campaigning for that. Yeah, and everybody just be like, she just a Latina. I said, oh my God, I got a mini me. Like, proud to say the least.
Amazing. And she has 3. We said I could brag about the eldest, I could brag about the middle, and I could brag about the youngest. Middle is an athlete, if you've ever seen one. She is so extremely talented in volleyball. She is like when you look at her, you can tell that she's an athlete. And then I love to see you post, because it's just like, oh my gosh, like you're not playing little kids sports, like you playing some volleyball. Like you are extremely talented. I can't wait to see you at a collegiate level, because you can. Yeah. Like, and she's like, what, a sophomore?
Yes.
Like, and she's on varsity, right?
Yeah.
just amazing, just talented kids all the way around. And then the baby, he's just so handsome, and he just be killing it. He be doing the track and stuff like that. He don't need you to do all that rah hoopla. He going out there, he doing his thing, winning the medals, bring them trophy home. He different. He built different. All them kids build different. I know that's right. I drink to that.
Okay, I drink to that too. My I don't even know what wine even lie about. I was trying to think.
You need to go with the safe. Go Arbor Mist. That's very safe. If you go
That's
like that.
what it is, girl.
Yeah, that's a very safe lie. But no. So I'm so glad that we had that conversation. Moving on to the next key point in question. How important of a role is emotional intelligence when you're leading other people?
Ooh, Lord. I'll say this. I mentioned earlier I done had 100+ girls that come through the salon within these not even just 20 years, but since Michelle and I've been in business over 20 years. So for me, I know that I'm not one of those just over dramatic, emotional people. I'm not that person. Um, but I'm very stern, and my client told me one time, she said, it's not that you mean, you just fair, frank, and what she said, it was 3 F, not the F word. It was fair, whatever it was. But I was like, yeah, and that's, I always try to be that, so I try to understand other people's characteristics and emotions and things like that. So I always control and check mine, because I know in order to run a business, you have to be able to understand other people's emotion and check your. So um, you have to have that form of, let me say, just knowing how to control it. I say that, if someone, especially girls, because they can be catty. So you want to make sure that you controlling yourself and you're not indulging in it, or you able to have a grown girl conversation, put your big girl on, and say, hey, baby. And I'm the type, I nip stuff in the bud. They'll tell you like, oh, she ain't gonna let nothing linger. If something offensive or something bother me, I'm gonna let it be known. So we don't have to walk on eggshells,
Mm-hmm.
and we can push play. We can push pause for a minute, then push play and move forward. So yeah, it's very important to pretty much check your emotions and know how to not so much deliver them, but to deal with them, especially with dealing with a lot of females.
I think that you have said something. Um, I remember I was experiencing something
Mm.
because I am changed and refined, but realized that I'm not that far from who I used to be. There is a little bit of gangster to my gospel. I am closer to sinner than I am saint. Please be careful. Please play it safe. However, I remember I was like listening to somebody really try to pull me out of my character.
Mm.
And I said to myself, I said, so which vibration you gonna operate on?
Mm.
Because this is all a choice right now.
Right.
This is all a choice. You finna vibrate higher, you finna get on their level.
Mm.
Because it's real easy to get on the same level as somebody ignorant. It's real easy to do that. But how we gonna operate, what we gonna do, who we gonna be today, let's choose wisely. And then I feel like that helps me operate a little bit differently and with emotional intelligence. And to, go off of what you were saying, I think that in today's world, it's just a lot of people that don't operate with emotional intelligence.
Not at all. Not at
So it's a lot more difficult to pull back because it's easy to go into that space right there with them
all.
because
Right.
have being this type of person that's intellectual, that can have a conversation, that can mesh in many rooms, it takes a different type of mind.
Right. And I'm I always been on these signs because more and more in open settings like that, and with all the girls, we always talk about different things, and I think people start asking me like, "What is your sign?" I was like, "I'm a Cancer." Why? Because I know why. I say, "Are you an Aquarius?" That type of thing. So,
Why you say Aquarius? What we do?
yeah, you know what y'all do, y'all. I have, like I told you before, I have one in my salon. I have Aquarius, Sagittarius, Virgo, Aries, Taurus.
What Beyonce say? Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries. But no, I think now me, I can get into astrology all day, every day, 24/7, because I will go over my chart in a heartbeat. I do not care. I do not care. I do not care. I keep going over it because I know there's a reason why this is happening. But on another note, just staying in fine tune with emotional intelligence. For me personally, and we are going to get into this later. A lot of you know, if you watch my morning motivations, that I'm doing personal inventory over my life. And what is personal inventory? That just means that I'm taking accountability for everything that has happened in my life, because things don't happen to you. They happen because of you. You make a conscious decision, and because you make a conscious decision, there is an outcome. And so every morning I tell about me, but I'm talking about you. And so I realized on my own personal journey that my principal, when I went to Hendrickson High School, I'll never forget this. His name was Devin Patterville. He would say all the time, attitude is a choice. And I never understood what that meant until I started working with other people. I had my own business, and I realized that I have to choose to be a little bit different, or else this ain't gonna work. Because if I don't make this conscious decision right now to be a little bit different, it's not gonna work. Because there's so much noise in the world that people don't know who they are.
Right.
So it's extremely important for me to know who I am.
Yes.
Which leads me into this next question, which I think I'm gonna make this my last question. How do you get your own kids to know who they are by being who you are?
Oh wow. And again, it's just being a mirror and showing them, because me and my kids, we have amazing conversations, because I always said I wanted to make sure that I was transparent to a certain degree. But I wanted them to know, like, some of the things I went through that made me who I am today, right? So, especially with the oldest one, we really 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 have great conversations, because I was like, I just remember that. It's like it was yesterday for me, being that age and being in her position where she is now. And of course, the things, we talked about, going back to high school for me, and how I was the most, how they do the voting, most popular this, and best dressed this, and on homecoming court every year in high school. Even when I went to another school and was only there a year, the next year I was on homecoming court. So it's just like it just continued.
Girls too, okay. We are the girls here. We done showed up.
Yes. So the thing was, and it's not like I was trying to be popular. I was just a cool kid. Like I got along with everyone, for the most part. If you didn't like me, you was just hating. Like, damn, I'm trying to get along with everybody. Kumbaya, But, and like I tell my daughter, I say, you don't have to try so hard for people to like you, because you're going to do something that somebody is not going to like. So just whoever that is, you just have to be you. And whoever like you, they will like you. Whoever don't, them, it is what it is. So all of them, I just tell them be who you are. Like if you are going bubbly, that's who you are. Somebody is not gonna like you because of that.
Mm-hmm.
If you quiet, don't talk to anyone.
Are you talking to me right now? Is this my speech?
Is it for you, love? That's how the Holy Spirit moves. I just but I didn't learn that until I was 40 years old almost, that no matter what I did, somebody wasn't gonna like me. So stop trying to be a people pleaser. Because I was for years, I really was trying to please people. And then it got tiring. And you get tired of doing a certain thing and it hits you like a darn ton of bricks, like, oh, so these mofos for real don't like me and I ain't did to them. Oh, you sure right. But I let that be my motivator.
It is something. It is something. I feel like I have to ask everybody this. Because I just feel it's an important question and you don't know who you can help because that just touched me. But last question. Any advice to any parents out there? Maybe not even parents, but anybody who has anybody looking to them.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And this is the thing, you never know. You never know who's watching. And that became true to me with social media. Like I would do all this stuff and post things or whatever the case might be. And when I go home, someone would be like, girl, I see you in Dallas, you doing your thing. I mean, this I'm like, oh, I didn't know you was following me because you don't like nothing, comment on nothing. I don't even know you is presently there. Right? Okay. So then I realized more and more like, oh, they watching. Especially when they start doing the stories and you can see the views. I was like, oh, 1,000 people seeing this. Oh, okay, about 30 people liked it. You sure right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Be girl, I go a whole nother direction.
It's the word. It's the word.
But the thing is with life period, I just do me at this point. I do me, and I almost forgot the question because I go on a whole nother.
No, it's just advice. Any advice you would give to somebody who may have somebody looking at them.
That just be sure that whatever. And I used to even tell people, do what makes you. When people ask me for what should I do what makes you happy, and I'm like, oh, that might. I don't even know if I can cuss, but I'm like,
Because I'm finna get loose in a second.
I
Because I
said,
done got to the bottom of this, and now I'm starting to rock. I don't know if you noticed, but you can.
the best advice when I tell people do what makes you happy because I know sometimes that can be on a whole nother side. But if that makes you happy, do you, right? So yeah, I notice more and more that people are looking up to me. You have to know that you are a mirror for somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and you just have to make sure that you are putting your best foot forward. Kind of pretty much what I do. I make sure that I'm a leader. I lead, like you said, we talked about now. I lead by example. Like I will never tell any of my employees, any of my team members to do something that I wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't already done.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they started calling me boss lady, I'm like, don't call me boss lady, because I'm a leader. I know. And one of the Aquarius was like, it don't even sound right, Colleen. What you want me to say? My leader said this. I said, you sure right. That don't sound right. But I don't want you to call me a boss.
Mm-hmm.
Because the difference in between that, I know you guys probably didn't hear this before, a boss is going to tell you what to do. Go do this, go do that. But a leader is going to lead the way and going to show you how to do it. And they're going to do it first, So I always want to be that person and recognized as that person more than a boss. But just do your thing. Do it to the best of your ability, not somebody else's. I just do me at this point. I used to be that person that just, try to beat to somebody else's drum, but it is what it is. I do me. So just do you.
Listen, and that's the most sound advice. As a past life people pleaser, that's what I used to. That's what I call it, a past life people pleaser. Because in this new life, this new reality, we don't operate in that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can that touched me. I don't know if y'all was blessed by some of that, but that definitely it helped me out. Real quick before we get into this next portion, tell everybody how they can find you.
Hey, Cratina Webb on every forum, from TikTok to LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Cratina Webb, and all the other ones you can find in my bio. But yeah.
Period. All right, y'all. You know what time it is. If you've been watching, you know what time it is. It's the wind down. It's time for the wind down. So, y'all know, first things first, we're gonna get into what are you drinking? I see so many people in the comments showing love. What are you drinking tonight? And while you're typing that, I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm drinking. So let's get into
a spiked twist on the classic summer drink, a cherry limeade. Here's what you'll need. You're gonna need you a tequila, girl. I got Patron. Grab you a lemon lime flavored wine, some Simply Limeade, cherry grenadine, some little 1-ounce cups for measuring, cherries, and a lime. Getting the party started right, girl. We're gonna start off with that lemon lime flavored wine at half a cup. Pour it on in. And we're going to go ahead and add that Simply Limeade to our spiked limeade mixture. Patron, I'm in my zone, baby. We're going to add 1 ounce of Patron to this mixture. You can add any tequila that you want, though. It's my show. I can do what I want to. We're going to add 1 ounce of cherry grenadine to this mixture as well. Ice me out. Baby, ice me out. We're going to add some ice and we're going to shake, not stir. Let's cut this slime so we can garnish up real quick live. And because I'm that girl, I'm going to go ahead and put it in a wine glass. The girls that get it, and the girls that don't, they just don't, sweetie. Adding a little bit more ice, garnishing with cherries, and a little lime for taste. And Miss Ma'am, you have a spiked cherry limeade. Thank you for joining me here on the Wine Down on I'll Grab the Wine.
what are you drinking? Make sure y'all put it in the comments. And while you're drinking, go ahead and get your wine because it is story time. So typically what I do is I read a story and then we solicit our advice and you go first. However, life has happened to me. Life has happened to me and I am a person that doesn't mind sharing. So let's get into it. Tina, how many years have you been married?
It'll be 20 in November.
God is good. So I'm taking the sound advice from a married woman because you single heifers don't have it down. But anyways, so if you watch my morning motivations or if you've tuned into any of the past episodes of I'll Grab the Wine, I've been extremely transparent. I am currently going through a breakup. Now, let me be even more transparent. This was a 2-year situationship. The person that I was dealing with was very adamant about telling me that we're vibing and we're getting to know each other. And every time I would ask about a title, they would get very uptight and tell me that, I'm rushing things. Now, this is 2 years we've been doing this. So recently, I'm not gonna lie and act like I didn't do the nutty fool because I did. And anybody who's been strung on for 2 years would probably do the nutty daggone fool. And so I did it. And we ended up splitting up. Okay. And I was perfectly fine with being done. I was perfectly fine with how I left, perfectly fine with the exit. However, I feel like my need for emotional intelligence sometimes be surpassing the actual like what is that, like when it makes sense, what is that called, like I just be losing it. Like I'm just like that didn't even make sense. So because I was trying to understand where this person was coming from, I allowed them back into my space to be able to try to understand, like, why are you moving the way you move and come to an understanding. Because I believe this in my heart of hearts, y'all, and this is me, that it is way better for you to try to understand somebody than it is for you to hate them. Because when you're walking around with hate on your shoulders, it starts to weigh you down, and you take that into every place that you go. Like, and I intend on finding somebody that I want to love and that I want to marry and we're together forever. So in my heart of hearts, I didn't want closure, but I did want to try to understand, because I owe myself that. I owe myself that piece of trying to understand a person that obviously we do not have any understanding at all whatsoever. Because why am I not your girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
So all of this to say that we've done all of this not reconciliation, we've done all of this talking and understanding of each other. So we ended up having a rendezvous this week.
Mm-hmm.
Being as transparent as possible, we ended up having a rendezvous. And so I don't to be honest, y'all, I saw a girl on his page. I saw the girl on his page. I was down bad. I had COVID. He ain't even come over, talk to me, nothing like that. So when he was, and then he ended up going to a concert, and I was like, I know you was with that girl that you had posted on your page, because why would you do that? And so then after that, I ended up blocking him on everything, and I blocked his number, and I blocked his parents, and I blocked his brother, and I blocked his cousin, and I told all of them, do not call me, do not reach out, because I don't care. And so, yes, I did. I did the nutty full, and I'll do it again. And so, all of that for us to be on the same page, for me to see the same girl on his page. Now, mind you, this is somebody that I've been dealing with for 2 years. And then we were supposed to be on the same page of understanding. And I told him straight up, I was like, now, I feel like I told you that hurts my feelings. Why would you go and do something that hurts my feelings if we're under understanding or a sense of understanding? So, whole long backstory to say, oh yeah, y'all, and I talked to his mama yesterday too, and she told me to leave him alone. But she told me straight up, leave that man alone, because she told me, I don't even know what y'all are. I said, after 2 years, you, his mama, somebody that know him better than me, don't know what we are. And I was like, I feel like a fool. So my question to you is, how do I move on? And how do I get better?
Let me tell you something. My husband of 20 years know I don't play no games, right? From jump. I remember being a little girl on a playground in kindergarten. And was like, oh, you want to talk? If you want to talk to her, you can go talk to her. I got somebody else I can go talk to. And that has been my motto. Like, I tell people, like, if something happened to me and my husband, Lord forbid, like, I mean, I ain't wishing on that. If something was to happen, I know I'll get married again. And I always tell people, I say, hey, don't mess up, because somebody's in the corner waiting on you to mess up. Like, that's the truth, you know. And I always felt like that. My mom used to say, girl, you don't give grass time enough to grow up under your feet. Don't. And I know how to keep guys like that in a friend zone, because that's what you want to be. You don't want that serious, because you're in a position now that you have your son, you're trying to settle down, you want to be settled. That dude don't. He's not ready, you know. And you pretty much gave him too much time. Just to be real, you gave him too much time. Do you see you? Do you look in the mirror? Like, when I see you, I'll be like, damn, she fine. She's beautiful. You know, like, how many other men, you know, that's worthy is saying, oh, beautiful. She's intelligent. You know, let me bag up and say all this stuff first, because that is first. You know, because you are aesthetically, physically, you know, we look at folks first. Anyway, let me stop bullshit. But after getting to know you, you're very intelligent and just beautiful. You know, your spirit is amazing. Oh, you move on by saying, I know I can do better. That's how you move on. Like, oh, I loved him, whatever was, you know, if that was good, that was good. But you have to get in position and start dating and have fun. Like I tell them girls at the salon, especially the single ones, I'm like, y'all have fun with it. I say, how are we gonna be out anywhere and a guy come over and try to talk to somebody? Oh, but it's me, and I got the ring on my finger. I was like, damn, you're the coolest one. Why you gotta be married? Because I don't have nothing to lose. I'm out here just having fun. My husband, I have a husband. So I'm in, me and him even talk about that. He was like, shit, you cool, nigga. He'll say it in a minute, you're cool. But just have fun. Like even in dating, have fun. And I ain't telling nobody to go sleep with everybody. That ain't even dating, that ain't even the first thing. But the thing is to have fun and don't be so uptight, but you have to move forward. Because that right there, if Mama Ann told you that she don't know who.
She told me straight up. She said, this is verbatim. I had this conversation last night, which is why I feel like I can tell y'all right now because I feel like I'm in a different space, is because she was like, when y'all first went separate ways, you looked happy. I passed by your page a few times on Facebook and I could see that you was happy. She was like, do not let him come in your life and take your happiness away from you. Because you don't need that. You don't deserve that. You done did all that you could for him. I saw it with my own eyes. If he can't appreciate that, he never will. Girl, move on. And I was like, you know that better than anybody because that's your son.
Yeah. And you can't be mad at him. And I tell people all the time, like, what you mad at him for?
I'm mad at myself. And that's why I think I just gotta, that's why, like I said, I do personal inventory because I don't mind taking the blame. And that's why, like, I'm trying not to beat myself up about going back in the first place or even hoping that there was something else in the first place.
Right.
But as I move forward, I realized that everything had to transpire the way that it did. It's nothing that could have changed because I had to get hurt the exact way that I was hurt, or else I would have stayed, or else I would have stayed in that cycle. And then I don't know what could have happened. What could have come out of that? I feel different. Yes, I feel sad. Honestly, today I feel angry. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like today I am very angry because I feel like it was the minute I say I feel like he wasted my time, I redirect that and say, no, I wasted my own time because I did this.
Because he was honest. He was pretty much honest at the beginning.
Very honest. And then it was like I heard his words, but I saw his actions and I was like, well, maybe actions speak louder than words. No, his words were saying exactly what they want. Like, because he could operate in those parameters, but I was not allowed to operate within those parameters. So it's just a lot of stuff that I like in hindsight, I've been telling myself, like, these are all decisions that you made. And because of all of these decisions that you made, this is what happened. And just hearing you say, like, get up, stand up. That's what it sounds like. Just stand up and go have fun. Like, I really feel like I'm ready to do that. Like,
I'll give you a couple of days. Like I told my daughter when she had her little breakup, I said, you're not going to cry on social media as far as, I'm single now and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No, you're not going to put that shit out there. But what you can do, you can come cry on my shoulder and I give you 2 days to cry on my shoulder. After that, you getting your butt up and you smiling, you taking pictures and you posting that. I said, because people don't give a damn about you. They are preying on your downfall. So you don't put that out there for social media because they don't deserve it. Like that's not like you out of all these years that I've been on social media, I don't even remember how many. I probably can count on one hand, probably 2 times that I didn't probably put something out there when it was a woe is me moment, right? But I just know people don't care about me like that. And I know people prey on my downfall, so I don't allow them that opportunity. What you're gonna see is positive motivation, inspiration, things. That's what you're gonna see from me. I'm pissed off. I might, say, hey, let me tell y'all what happened. But for the most part, I probably won't even do that. But they don't.
That's beautiful to me because I be transparent.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it. But I pull back a lot if I do say so myself. I pull back some at least.
But it's cool though because that's what and that's the thing that said that's what you need and that's what you want to do. You do what you gotta do, you know. I just know I'd be like, man, F them, they don't care about me like that. You know, like,
And that's where I'm at now. Like, I just had to accept that, like, you know what? I care far too much because, like, you don't care as much as I do.
right. It's
And if you don't care as much as I do, why do I even care? Like,
that part.
capacity should be all the way around. Like, if you don't care,
Exactly.
like,
Exactly.
I care.
For it to make sense to me, it has to be like that.
Yeah, so I'm definitely I'm pulling myself out of this space, y'all, and this is just me being transparent. We'll see it every day. Like sometimes I'll be sad. It's gonna be okay. I know that, this is when I look at the timeline of my life, I know that this is only a very small portion that once I get down the aisle, I'll be laughing at.
Mm-hmm.
Why was I even tripping on this part?
That part, yeah.
So, that just almost made me emotional.
Mm.
So, and I'm a little tipsy too, so that don't help. But y'all saw what I'm drinking. I'm drinking wine and tequila. It ain't no good mix.
Yeah. Got a little mixed drink up in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have me a cocktail every Wednesday. But that's the end of Get Your Wine, y'all. I hope that you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all enjoyed getting in my business. But this next portion is probably for me a little bit more than the first one. Is let that shit go, and let that shit go is the part of the show where you have to let go of something that no longer serves you. So, what are you letting go of today?
Hey, what am I go of? I didn't probably let go of it already. I'm real big on just negative people not taking up my space when it comes to negativity, and people saying you're not gonna do this or the words people have placed on me that bother me, or probably still kind of do to a certain extent. I'm letting that shit go.
Got to. I have a book club, so y'all make sure y'all check it out. My blog is up on the 4 agreements. And in the 4 agreements, it says basically, I talked about this last week, but in the 4 agreements, it says that unknowingly that when people say negative things to you, because words carry power, words carry magic, they're casting dark spells on you. Just like they can cast light spells on you with saying good words, they can cast dark spells on you by saying mean words. And that's what we carry. That's what we carry around, put on our shoulder. That's the chip on our shoulder, the bag on our back. And I can totally understand that. Let that go. That is not mine. It does not belong to me. Let that go. Well, it's more than apparent what I'm letting go of this week. I gotta let that man go. Shit, his mama told him to let his ass go.
Because mama see you. She sees
And she know him. And that's what I told myself. I said, see, you can't even cry because his mama done told your ass. Like, it'd have been different if his cousin, maybe even his friend, like maybe his mama told you leave him alone. Girl, you better run for the hills. Pay that man in dust. Can't do it. Gotta let it go, child. I'll be crying a few days from now, but right now, I'm all right. I'm finna go to a club or something with my homegirls. Put on a nice outfit. That's why I perm my hair.
Okay.
But if we let that shit go, you have to drink to that. So I'll drink to that is the portion of the show where we celebrate something about you. So what are we celebrating about tonight?
Baby, we are celebrating new levels. Because that's where I'm going, baby. I'm going to a whole nother level. It's almost the 4th quarter. So it's time to level up. You either get the W or you get that L. And I never want to get that L, baby. So I drink to that. We getting that W. Come on now. 4th quarter.
Period.
Arbor miss to that. Amber. Arbor miss.
Arbor, get your lie together. Get your lie together. Come on. But what are we gonna drink to, y'all? Oh my goodness. I feel like I want to drink to. I could be emotional right now. I want to drink to my new attitude. I have literally had an attitude adjustment because I had to. I didn't have any choice.
Right.
this whole everything, it really hurt me. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be extremely transparent because it was difficult to go from seeing myself with somebody that I could spend the rest of my life with them
Yeah.
to not even talking to them and operating in the same space as them.
Oh wow.
So
Hmm.
they got a real gangster down right now. But I'm proud of myself because I know who I could be, and I know who I could go back to, and the things that I could do.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to be there no more because I want to be different, and because I want to be different, like I'm celebrating because I'm not sad. Like I want more, and I'm happy. Like I'm happy that I finally want more for me. So
You deserve it.
I'll drink to that.
And I see how you love on your dad. Your dad's girl. Your dad's girl.
Yes.
I am too.
My parents, they've been married for 25. No, they've been married for, excuse me, they've been married for 33 years. So it's like, I aspire to have those things. And
Definitely.
sometimes I live with regret, that I had a child out of wedlock. And I don't say that much, but I do. And so, it's a lot of emotion that is tied into this, but I'm happier now. And I can honestly say that I'm happier because I wake up every day and I just choose to be happier. So yeah, I'll
Move.
do that. Y'all don't go telling folks I be crying on my show because I'm just a little buzz.
You know how the emotions come out.
Mm-hmm.
Angry, but you'll be fussing, cussing, but you're emotional.
Yeah. So, but y'all got me. Y'all got a real gangster this time. Ooh, y'all got a real gangster this time. But anyways, last time, tell everybody how they can find you.
Again, Cratina Webb on all platforms. All platforms. And then, of course, we have my website, c5-e.com, where all my events and things like that, my consulting programs and all that good stuff on there. My books as well. You can purchase the books and t-shirts, Success Anyone t-shirts. So, but again, you can find all that on the Instagram and my link tree and all. Cratina Webb.
Period, poo. And you can find me on all social media platforms. 2 7s SEVON on all social media platforms. Make sure that you tune into I'll Grab the Wine every single Wednesday at 8 p.m. Sign up for the newsletter because I am dropping blogs. We are in the book club right now. We are reading The 4 Agreements. It is an amazing read. It is very quick, so we'll be done with this by the end of this week. Amazing. I'm dropping all of my notes. I'll have a YouTube video up soon about everything, being as transparent because y'all know that's the only way I could be. And so, y'all check it out. Check out the book club. Check out the book. What else? What else needs to be said? Oh, check out my morning motivations every single morning between the hours of 8:30 and 9:30. I am on TikTok with morning motivations. When I tell about me, I am talking about you. Y'all make sure y'all check it out because if you like this, you'll love that. I am so thankful that you were here. I'm thankful that you were a listening ear. I'm so thankful that you shared your story with me, with us. So thankful for all of your folks who came and stopped by. Thank you all for watching, tuning in the entire time. Y'all are so beautiful and a blessing. Just thankful. I just can't be nothing but thankful. So thank you for your time. And until next time, I'll grab the wine.
Okay. Thank you, babe.
All right. Thank you.